welcome to Minecraft Dad with me, Paul J. Welcome to a new command block tutorial. Now in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you with the power of commands how to become a Dragon Lord. Now simply the commands allow you to spawn an Ender Dragon, ride and control the Ender Dragon, and also breathe fire to destroy your enemies and any buildings and surroundings that are around you. So without ado, let's get into the tutorial. Right, so I'm basically going to show how this works. So I'm just going to go into this chest here. And these are the items that we are going to need to use to control the dragon and also use its weapons. So we've got a lantern and a dragon's egg, that's for spawning the dragon. Our dragon breath, that's for our fire breath. And the diamond sword is our uber super weapon. So I'm just going to put my lantern here and my dragon's egg. And we'll just use the dragon's breath for now. So I'll go here, put my lantern out, it spawns this minecart, a floating minecart here. I'll get in the minecart, get my dragon egg, and that spawns the dragon to our position. And we are now flying. Now if I change view here, see we're in the minecart sat on top of the Ender Dragon. It's quite cool. Now we can use our fire breath to destroy objects. So let's get the fire breath. And as you can see, we're setting things on fire. Now, as I said, it's just setting blocks on fire, burning wood. The other weapon will completely destroy blocks, but I've got to admit, this is pretty satisfying. It's cool for pillaging and raiding. Let's have a quick pass. Now, if you want to get out of your Ender Dragon, you just jump out. We slowly float to the ground, and the dragon, the Ender Dragon death scene plays. It does go on for a bit. So I'm just going to show you now the super weapon that we use. So I'm just going to get my diamond sword out. Now let's spawn our dragon again. So let's get our minecart, spawn our dragon. So I'm just going to fly out a little bit of a distance here and then fly back in towards the castle. Now if we use our diamond sword, as you can see, it is absolutely destroying that castle. Disintegrates blocks and also sets things on fire. It does tend to lag the system a bit, so I just tend to normally use the fire breath, but you've got to admit, this is a proper heavy duty weapon. So as you can see, we literally just done a few passes of the castle and we've already destroyed partial pieces of the wall, and all that wood is burning nicely. Right, so before we start the tutorial, we're just going to need to go into our settings and make sure that the following is on. So make sure that coordinates are on. We also need to activate cheats, and this is very important. Mob griefing needs to be off, and also command blocks need to be enabled. Now also go into your chat, we're going to need some command blocks. So if you don't know how to do this, you put the following command in. So give @player command _ block. That gives yourself a command block. We're also going to need to put the following command in the chat as well. So / game rule command block output, and then false. This gets rid of all the commands on the left hand side of the screen from printing out. And we're also going to need a ticket area. So / ticket area, add circle, tilde 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 4. Right, so let's get into the commands. Now, don't worry about those top parts there. I just got some stones and buttons. This is literally just for testing, and also the button on this command block as well. So first of all, we want to put a impulse command block down, which we're going to put a button on, which spawns our minecart. Don't worry about those particles coming off. There's another command running on this world. So, impulse, and the set to needs redstone. So the command is going to be / summon minecart. Now these are my coordinates. So minus, so that's going to be roughly that position at the end of the platform. Now as you can see, that's my Z coordinate moving there. And this is my X coordinate going up and down. And the middle coordinate is the Y coordinate. So if I just go back into this block, so it's minus 10.5 on the X coordinate, minus 1 on the Y coordinate there as well. So the next block is going to be a repeat and always active command block. So we're going to give ourselves a tag on this. So it's going to tag at the entity type equal minecart. So what the minecart that we've just spawned in the radius of 15 blocks, it's going to give us the tag saddle. So it's going to add that tag to that minecart. And then the next command block is set to repeat and always also active. And this is a / execute unless entity at all players tag equals rider at entity tag equals saddle add at self run TP at self those coordinates. So what this is going to do is going to make that minecart sort of float in the air, defy gravity, unless we haven't got the tag rider, which we'll get to in a moment. So we're going to put another impulse block here, also set to needs redstone. And we're going to / summon Ender Dragon and those coordinates. So that's going to put the Ender Dragon somewhere 50 blocks in the sky. Because of course we're going to spawn it back towards that minecart in a bit. So we've got a chain command coming off that, set to conditional and always active. So this is where the rider tag comes in. So once we spawn the Ender Dragon, it's going to give us the tag at rider. It's going to give us the tag rider, not the Ender Dragon. Now the next command block is repeat, set to always active. So this is going to be / execute as at entity tag equals saddle at self rotated as all players tag equals rider run TP at self. And then we've got some caret commands with a 1 on the Z facing those 3 caret positions 15. And then we've got a chain command coming off that, set to conditional and always active. And this is going to be / execute at entity type equals Ender Dragon at entity equals tag equals self rotated at tag equals rider run teleport at self those coordinates. And as you can see, we've got the 2 tildes and the 180 with the tilde surrounding it. That's basically going to turn the Ender Dragon around. I don't know if you've worked with drag commands before, but for some reason when you're flying the Ender Dragon, normally it's backwards. The tail's in front and it steers that way, so that just turns it round so the dragon faces the correct direction. And we're going to go into this command block here, which is repeat and conditional always active. So this is going to be execute as at all players tag equals rider at self if empty tag equals saddle remainder of 8 run kill type ender dragon. So what happens is if we jump off the ender dragon, this is how we kill the ender dragon. So when it gets within 8 blocks away, it's going to kill the ender dragon when you jump out. This one here is repeat unconditional always active. So I can execute if entity at tag equals rider unless entity type equals ender dragon run kill. So when you jump out, it's also going to kill the minecart that's tagged saddle. And this one's repeat always active. So this one execute if entity at tag equals rider unless entity type equals ender dragon run kill tag minecart. So these two commands, so it's going to kill the tag and it's also going to kill the minecart actually itself. So this essentially just resets the whole system. And we're just going to go back to the side here now. We've done that one. Right, there we go. So repeat unconditional always active. So this is not execute on the first tick and it's going to delay in 3 ticks. So execute unless entity at type equals ender dragon run tag tag rider remove rider. So this is going to remove the rider tag when the ender dragon is killed. And this last one here, repeat unconditional always active. So execute unless entity at type equals ender dragon run effect tag equals rider slow falling. Yep. So when you jump out of the ender dragon, you're going to slowly float to the ground. So if you're on survival, you're not going to take damage as you fall onto the floor. So I'm just going to test this now. So we click the button. That's it. So we've spawned our floating minecart. Now when we, oh right, okay, we've got a problem now. We can't reach that button to test this. So I'm just going to quickly extend this out. Let's put some blocks across here, and then just run some redstone and a button. Right, so let's get it back into our minecart. And now when we press this button here, it will spawn the dragon to the minecart's position. And as you can see now, we should be sitting on its back and flying around. Now we jump out and it kills the ender dragon. So that's all working nicely. As you can see, we get a lot of XP for this as well, so you could use it as an XP farm if you really wanted to. Right, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how we make it breathe fire. So I'm going to go into this first command block here. So this is set to repeat unconditional and always active. Now, this one we're executing at the ender dragon, at the entity with a radius of 20, with the type equal minecart control 1, and has item equals dragon underscore breath, location in the main weapon hand, with a radius of 5 at positioned. So we're going to run fill command with these sets of coordinates with fire and keep. So what essentially this is going to do, if we've got dragon breath in our main weapon hand, it's going to fill the area in front of us in 30 blocks with fire. Now the keep element, this is basically, it's not going to destroy the blocks, it's just going to set fire to on top of the blocks in question. So this is the Uber weapon, so this is the one that destroys blocks, so it's going to be repeat always active. Same command, except at the end we've got destroy instead of keep. So rather than just set fire to blocks, this will just destroy all blocks within that radius of those coordinates. Now this one is purely aesthetic, so repeat always active. Same set of command there at the end, except at this time we're going to run a play sound mob.gas.fireball at all players toward those coordinates. The effect is not that loud, so you don't have to use it if you want. I just think it adds a nice little extra touch. So I'm just going to remove these here now. We don't need this anymore. I'm just going to show you now the commands of spawning the dragon without the buttons. So we've got our nice little setup here with pistons and sticky pistons and apparatus. So our first one, we're going to put a repeat block here, set to unconditional and use redstone. So at the moment I just got this set for all players, so it's a test for command for all players. And into a chain, unconditional, always active. So once it's found a player, it's going to give that player the dragon tag. Tag at player at dragon. Of course, you could specify a specific player, like yourself. Add it into this chain command block. Set to unconditional and always active. So it's going to test for the tag dragon, and then it's going to look for a lantern in the main weapon hand. If it detects that, that comparator is going to set the sticky piston off into this redstone block. So let's just get my lantern out, and then that will set that redstone block. Then will activate the piston. Will activate the command block that summons the minecart. Just to make sure that that's set to always always active rather than needs redstone. There we are. Let's spawn it nicely. So let's spawn our minecart. Oh yes, I just need to show you this one. Only one command on this side. Very similar. So it's going to test for the dragon tag, and if you've got the dragon egg in your main weapon hand, it's just going to set that piston off and activate the summon command from the Ender Dragon. Right, so let's just test the system and see if it actually works. So lantern spawns our minecart. Let's get in our minecart and go into our dragon egg. And there we are. Nice. So we are flying. And then let's jump out. And it dies. Excellent. So everything is working as it should. Right, now we've got all that working, we need to look the part. So I'm going to craft myself a nice set of Dragon Lord armor. Now we want to get the aesthetic from Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. So I'm just going to have a look and see what armor trims we can use. So I think I'll use the Sentry armor trim, the Wild armor trim. That's pretty cool as well. And we need to decorate this with what goes with black. So I think we'll use some netherite armor, and I think we'll use some redstone as well. Right, so I'm going to pick a netherite helmet, a netherite chestplate, some netherite leggings, and some netherite boots. Of course, this is the closest we're going to get to black. And of course, we're going to need some redstone as well. Like that nice red and black armor. So we're going to use the Wild armor trim in our smithing table, our helmet in, put some redstone in, and I'm going to use the same armor set, sorry, the same trim for the chest plate, and for the leggings I'm going to be using the Sentry trim. And finally, for the boots. Right, so I'm just going to equip my armor now. We are definitely looking like a dragon lord now. Right, so I'm going to test this properly now. So I've reset my castle and I've filled it completely with mobs for killing. So we've got pillagers and iron golems everywhere on the castle walls, and we've also got them inside the castle as well. And the keep's quite cool as well. We've got a few different levels here full of enemies. So we've got our main hall, we've got a basement area. So we've got like a soldier's barracks type area. We've got like a lord's area. And of course there we've got our battlements and things up the top. Right, so let's test this out. So let's spawn our minecart. Get our dragon. And now let's go destroy things. There's our first tower of light. Now let's use our big guns. That is pretty cool. It just absolutely annihilates stone and sets things afire. It does tend to lag the system though. I've got quite a few commands loaded on this level, on this world, so that's probably why. But it is absolutely destroying everything. Let's have another pass. Dragon's breath. There's another tower going up. I am really loving this. All this wood's going up. I still don't think that we've caused enough damage yet. That's the other tower. Let's use our big guns again. Let's get rid of some of this. Let's get rid of this keep. Let's go to the other side. Oh, it's just slowed down quite a bit now. Right, let's go for this side. That tower's gone. Now let's just go for the we're absolutely annihilated this keep. Well, let's go for this other wall. Now we have complete and utter destruction. Right, I think that's enough destruction. Let's jump out. And bye-bye, Ender Dragon. Now look at the destruction. This was a heavily fortified castle full of mobs. You gotta say, there's pretty not much left. That central keep is pretty much gone. I think we annihilated pretty much most of the mobs. There's a few iron golems still about because they're hardcore, but other than that, there's not much left at all. I'm pretty impressed with that. And I think if I was in survival now, I would be getting very toasty. Right, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please kindly smash the like button and also subscribe, and I shall see you again on the next tutorial. So without ado, let's say ciao for now, and I will see you again. Bye.